Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Kobold Chats. My name is Kendrick or Kendo, whichever you prefer, and it is Friday once more. And you know what that means. I get to sit here with all of you talking about one of my favorite things in the world, Kobold Press. Hope all of you are doing well this Friday. It's evening. Yeah, it's Friday evening. At least for us over here on the East Coast, it's still just about noon. It's like 11 something, right? For if you're on Pacific time or wherever it is you are in the world during this period of time of day. I hope you're having a good time. And thanks for joining me. Uh, I've been seeing, at least on the YouTube shorts, there have been a lot of people commenting about my eye, asking if I'm okay. Yes, I am okay. I burst a blood vessel in my eye, coughing, I think. I genuinely didn't even know what happened until my roommate pointed it out to me. And so I'm good, everybody. Thank you all for your kind messages. It's healing up, actually. It's basically almost gone. So, hey, I won't have to think about it anymore. But yeah, hey, guess what, gang? We got a lot we're going to be talking about today. Oh, my cat. It's that time of day. My cat's awake. So she might be meowing. And if she does meow, let's give her some grace, all right? She's an old lady. She's an old lady. Oh, yeah. Lay down, baby. Okay, cool. So, today we're talking about we're going to be talking about quite a few things. You know, we're going to be looking at the blog as we always do. We're going to be cracking open one of or the newest adventure, PDF only adventure that you can find on the Kobold Press store, Demon King of the Styx, which is a 6th level adventure, and I think is tied to the Labyrinth, and also has some previews of some monsters from Monster Vault too. So that'll be cool to look at. But first and foremost, we got to get through some stuff. So let's do it. All right, Jiro, what we talking about today? Well, first and foremost, obviously, we have to talk about the Northlands. Now, come on, gang. Come on, gang. I've been talking about the Northlands for the past few weeks. Since I think we mentioned it right before Gen Con, and we're coming back. It's almost the Kickstarter is going to be starting very, very soon. So please go click to go get notified, because you're not gonna want to miss this sick Kickstarter. I don't know why I said it like that, but I'm very excited about the Northlands because it's gonna have. I mean, obviously, because Vikings are cool, right? Like, we can all agree that Vikings are cool. I don't think I have to convince anybody of that. I think we can all just agree Vikings are pretty cool. But there's going to be already prepping for next Gen Con. Yeah, as you should. Good afternoon, Mr. Darklight. Welcome in. We're just talking about the Northlands Kickstarter. So we're already sitting at 1,600 people who are getting ready, who are just chomping on the bars of their enclosure, ready to get in some Norse adventures. You can see we've also done like the more like expanded get notified page, so you can actually read a little bit on here, right? So you can know exactly, or not exactly, but like you get a better sense of like, what is this thing that I'm getting notified for. Yeah, it's gonna be so good. So you know what, let's just read through this. Why not? Is it all right to ask about the Book of Blades? Yeah, it's okay. Well, I mean, I don't have a lot of information for you about the Book of Blades, other than that I know that it should be in our warehouse pretty soon, and we're it's on its way. It's getting there. It's getting there. Is basically all the information I have. But yeah, Northlands. A storm is coming. Will you answer the call? From the Stormforged creators at Kobold Press comes Northlands, a frost-bitten campaign setting for Dungeons & Dragons 2024 and Tales of the Valiant. Launching in September, inspired by Norse myth and shadowed by Ragnarok, Northlands delivers epic, rune-driven adventures across any northern realm of giants, gods, and reavers. This is no ordinary sourcebook, though. This is a living world of axe-clashing glory, midnight suns, and heroes who defy fate. The Northlands World Book will include 50-plus new monsters, 8 new subclasses, 5 new species, 78 spells, plus new factions, downtime systems, and drop-in realms of the Frozen Lands. And the Northlands Saga Adventure Book will include 11 adventures ranging from village skirmishes to divine war, with a full adventure path from levels 1 to 12. That means you can either take them all individually or you can play them all as the campaign. And of course, obviously, hey, it's for D&D 2024 and Tales of the Valiant, so the Northlands World Book will have 2 versions. There will be the D&D 2024 version and the Tales of the Valiant version. That way you can play with whatever one makes the most sense at your table, right? And so obviously there'll be new lineages, backgrounds, heritages, and such that are equivalent to what's in the D&D 2024 book. So yeah, it's going to be so cool. And the Northland Saga book will only need 1 version because, hey, they're compatible. Ding. So that's that. So yeah, I already put the link over in the chat. So hey, go on and go press that. I hesitated saying it because I knew it rhymed, and I wasn't necessarily trying to rhyme, but I'm also not against rhyming in any way, shape, or form. Maybe a rhyme is good every now and then. All right, here we go. So next up, we got to talk about the back to school sale. So, hey, guess what, gang? I don't know if you've been following us on social media or our short form platforms, but hey, we've been talking about this. There is currently a 20% off sale in the Kobold Press store for any of our Kobold guides. That's right, the Kobold guides. What are the Kobold guides? Well, I can tell you because I've got one right here. I love these bad boys. These books right here, there's so many of them. I had to film a video with them, so I had to have them near me, but there's so many. These are books of essays written by, people within the field of like ttrpg design, game design, storytellers, board game designers, things of that nature. Oh, the Kickstarter. Okay, thank you for letting me know that. One of our Twitch chatters let us know that the website page has the expanded info for like the Kickstarter stuff, but the Kickstarter app doesn't have that expanded info. So if you want to read all that information, go to the Kickstarter website, not the app. Thank you so much for that. But inside of these are like, well, I mean, I think each of them have like over a dozen essays. Yeah, dozen essays of, based around the theme of that book. So this book right here, Kobold Guides to Plots and Campaigns, is an entire book written by game designers who both like either like design like TTRPGs or design their own modules, or just like the people who know what they're doing, giving you the tips and tricks that they've gotten in like a neat little package. And they're pretty cheap as well. Each of these run, hold on, let me see. Hold on. Also, wait, because they're also 20% off right now. You can get them over on the Kobold Press store. Hold on, let me, bam, posting this link right here. And each of them are 10% off. You could just get the PDF for $10.39, or you can get the whole book, the PDF and the soft cover, I guess, not the hardcover, for $17.99. And some of them are larger books, like the Kobold Guide to World Building Volume 2 is like a larger book. And so the prices range, but all of them are under $20. Or sorry, except for the one that I literally just said. Most of them, except for Kobold Guide to World Building Volume 2, is under $20, but that's still under $25 for a PDF and a softcover book. That is going to be genuinely very useful. You can see on the page all of the different like topics that we have. We cover world building, board game design, game mastering, game design, combat, magic, monsters, plots and campaigns, dungeons, and role playing. This is useful for game masters. This is useful for players. This is useful to just writers. This is a whole series of books that is just going to make you a better storyteller in specifically the high fantasy kind of stories, because that's, you know, generally what we make around here. Sorry, just responding. So go and get yourself some Kobold guides, because they're just good, and also just, yeah, they just make a nice read. But also for our back to school sale, hey, guess what? Don't forget that we have a merch store, and it's been updated with some brand new stuff. And for the next, I believe, 16 days, for the next 16 days until August 31st, this is when both the Kobold Guide 20% off sale goes out and our back to school merch sale, which gives you 27% off of our designs. And just the new designs, they've been going off. Can I make this bigger? I want to make this bigger so you can see how cool this is. This is, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, one of the Deep Magic, or maybe Tome of Magic, Ellie covers into a shirt, and I love the design for that. Wait, is the Book of Blades a guide or a traditional art book with subclasses, guide, and stuff? Is the book, I don't. Sorry. Okay, I could just answer to you what the Book of Blades is. Or actually, hold on. Let me just pull it up because it's on our website. So the Book of Blades isn't going to be is named similarly to the blog series of Book of Blades, and follows that same kind of, like, it's giving more options to the martial and the non-spell casting classes. So Book of Blades, bam, hold on, and I'll even put that in here. Haha. It is going to give you expanded combat actions. It's going to give you more subclasses. It's going to give you new combat options for every single of the non-spellcasting class. Rogues, rangers, mechanists, monks, fighters, you know, the works. And it's going to give you some new rules for, like, wrestling and duels and things of that nature, because we just want to beef up our martial friends, our sword and board besties, because you know, the spellcasters get all the fun, so why can't everyone else? And so that's what Book of Blades is. Look at that cover too. Look at this guy. Isn't he just so cool? I want to be that guy when I grow up. So yeah, that's Book of Blades. But check out this shirt. Oh my god, I love the new designs. They're so cool. Just because, I mean, I also think all of our, like, limited edition cover books just have cool designs anyway. And here's one you can get with the logo or just without the logo, and then there are a bunch of them without the logo. And then don't forget, we've got the Labyrinth faction t-shirts as well, and all of these are 27% off until the end of August. So go get yourself some merch, because shirts are cool, and I really like these designs. Genuinely, right? Those are some really nice shirts. I agree, Scout. All right, so I'm going to take a drink of water, and then it's time for us to talk about the newest blog that came out today. Yes, by our good friend Mike Wellham, another writer monster blog, which I like just because they give us more monsters to play with. They give us new ideas to think about combat and, like, boss fights and stuff like that. So let's talk about writer monsters after I take this drink. Amazing. All right, let's do it. Writer monsters. I can't wait to use these little constructs to surprise my players. I like how much fun Jeff has been having with the titles. Extraordinarily powerful creatures have exploitable weaknesses. I pressed a thing I wasn't supposed to press. There we go. Extraordinarily powerful creatures have exploitable weaknesses, and well-prepared PCs learn about them before charging into the fray. Powerful creatures are usually smart and recognize their weaknesses. Some cultivate relationships with less powerful creatures to help offset those weaknesses. They offer protection or treasure in exchange for the lesser beings' useful abilities. These lesser beings are called rider monsters. Rider monsters add a wrinkle in combats against boss monsters that you might find in Tales of the Valiant Monster Vault. They force PCs to deal with the minor threat until they can negate the advantages granted by these weaker combatants. And today, we're talking about the Decidron. Now, okay, first and foremost, I love this. I love this. This ball-bearing construct humanoid feels like something like straight out of Terminator. It's like this is like the T-6000 series, just a bunch of small like microbots or nanomachine like ball bearings that are like fluid, and it'd be sick. It'd be super cool. This is horrifying. So the Decidron, a metallic orb covered in runes that denote healing. A metallic orb covered in runes that denote healing seems as though it will fall apart with one solid strike. There we go. I just had to read the whole sentence in its entirety. Construct helpers. Decidrons are lower order mechadrons. They aid more powerful mechadrons, even expand their assistance to any construct, typically those of metallic make. An individual Decidron can link up with multiple constructs through electric connections to determine the linked construct's physical state. While a Decidron has some combat abilities, its most valuable contribution is repairing and restoring functionality to deadlier allies. Arcane versions. Ordinary Decidrons have difficulty interfacing with golems and other esoteric constructs. However, makers of such creations realize the Decidron's worth and develop their own minor golems, each linked inextricably with a larger golem. Imagine that construct being disintegrating, that construct just disintegrating into all those ball bearings. You just ride around town. Oh, see, that's sick. That's sick. Oh my god. Okay, cool. So let's talk about the Decidrons. Decidrons are a CR 1/4 tiny construct with an armor class of 13, 11 hit points, a speed of 210 feet? Is that correct? And a fly feet of 40. That's so far. I feel like that was supposed to be 10 feet. I feel like it was supposed to be 10 feet. That might be. That's so funny. That's a really funny. Hold on, I have to send this to Jeff. Okay, cool. Jeff has to know this. So I'm gonna go under the assumption and say that it's 10 feet. 10 feet speed. Nope, it's 10 feet. There you are, Mike. Thank you. So thank you so much, Mike, in our Twitch chat, who is the designer of this. That's very funny. So it's got a speed of 10 feet, a fly feet of 40. It's got hover speed, a passive perception of 12, a stealth of 14. It is resistant to the deafened and prone conditions, and it also has construct resilience. It's got 60 feet of true sight and can speak common, machine language, and languages of the creator of linked constructs. Its strength is -3, its dex +2, con +2, intelligence +0, wisdom +2, charisma -2. It's not very charismatic, it's not very strong, but it's incredibly dexterous and tragically a little smart. Construct nature doesn't require air, food, or sleep. Of course, it doesn't have a mouth or organs. Construct resilience. It's immune to exhaustion and the charmed, frightened, paralyzed, petrified, and poisoned conditions. Why? Because it's metal. It's metal. Status update. The Decidron is always aware of the current condition of the linked construct within 60 feet of it. Its actions are Injector. Melee weapon attack +4 to hit, and it reaches with a reach of 5 feet. It hits one target, does 1d2 plus 2 piercing damage, and 1d6 acid damage. On average, you're looking at about 6 damage total. It's got a jolt attack, which is a ranged weapon attack plus 4 to hit, or range of 30 feet. Can hit one target, and it does 1d6 plus 2 lightning damage. If the Decidron scores a critical hit, the target must succeed on a DC 12 con save or be stunned until the start of the Decidron's turn. Next turn, obviously. Patch. If the Decidron is within 5 feet of a construct, it can cause the construct to regain 1d6 HP or end one of the following conditions suffered by the construct: blinded, deafened, immobilized, or unconscious. If the Decidron is linked to the construct instead gains 2d4 hit points. So that's upping that average health by 2 right there, which is small but significant, I think. Or ends up to the above conditions: the blinded, deaf, and immobilized, so on and so forth. And then finally, as an action, it has self-destruct. When the Decidron reduces itself to 0 hit points and explodes in a 20-foot radius sphere of fine particulate shrapnel, each creature in the area must make a DC 12 dex save or take 2d6 slashing damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. The area is heavily obscured for 1 minute thereafter, but a strong wind disperses the shrapnel. Whew. Imagine a bunch of those just blowing up. They are tiny. Alright, and it's got a bonus action, Establish Link. The Decidron creates a link between itself and another construct. If the other construct is unwilling and has an intelligence greater than 3, or -4, which would be the bonus, it must succeed on a DC 12 charisma save to reject the link. Otherwise, the link is automatic. The Decidron can link up to a maximum of 5 constructs. If a new link would cause it to exceed this limit, it can choose one link construct and sever the link as part of this bonus action. I also want to say thanks about the help of the order. Okay. Oh, yes, of course. I'm so happy to hear that it worked out. Ball bearing super fast. Oh, it starts screeching and printing. Excuse you. Hello? And then this is the Arcane Decidron, something that can work with potentially things that aren't metal. It's a CR2 and a small construct with armor class of... Wait, did I... Okay, yeah, I did read that. I had to make sure I actually read the linking. It's got an armor class of 14, hit points are 54, speed of 30 feet, perception of 14, stealth of 12. It's got golem resistance, true sight of 60 feet, and understands and speaks the language of its creator. It's got a +0 strength, +2 dex, +4 con, -2 intelligence, +2 whiz, and -3 charisma. None of them that charismatic. They couldn't convince me of a lot. Couldn't scare me either. Construct nature. The Arcane Decidron doesn't require air, food, or sleep. Why? It's a construct. The Arcane Decidron is immune to poison and psychic damage, and to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage from non-magical attacks. In addition, it is immune to exhaustion and to the charmed, frightened, paralyzed, petrified, and poisoned conditions. It also shares any immunities to damage types possessed by its linked golem. Immutable form. The Arcane Decidron is immune to any spell or effect that would alter its form. Link. The Arcane Decidron is created with a link to a golem. If the golem is destroyed, the Decidron's creator can link the Decidron to another golem. So I feel like, unlike the other one, you can't pop this link around. This is very specific, which I think helps keep a distinction between these two type of similar creatures. The Arcane Decidron has advantages on spell saves and other magical effects, and the Decidron is always aware of the current condition of a linked golem if the golem is within 60 feet. Its actions are multi-attack. The Arcane Decidron makes 2 injector attacks or 2 jolt attacks. The injector attack is pretty similar. It's got a +4 to hit, a reach of 5 feet. It can hit one target and does 1d4 plus 2 piercing damage plus 2d6 acid damage. And the jolt is a +4 to hit with a range of 60 feet that hits one target and does 2d6 plus 2 lightning damage. If the Decidron scores a critical hit, the same things as the other one, it's got to succeed on a 14 con save or be stunned until the start of the Decidron's next turn. And Energy Burst, which has a recharge where you gotta hit 6. The Arcane Decidron unleashes a pulse of energy in a 10-foot sphere at any point within 30 feet of it. Each creature in the area must make a DC 14 dex save, taking 4d6 damage on a failed save or half as much damage on a successful one. The damage type matches the type of its linked golem's absorption trait or psychic if the golem has no absorption trait. The Decidron often includes its linked golem in this pulse to heal the golem. Ooh. Oh, yeah, because that's so cool. So it does like a little mini explosion, which then heals the golem while also dealing. That's so good. That's so good. If the Arcane Decidron is within 5 feet of its linked golem, the golem gains 2d6 hit points or ends up to 2 of the following conditions: blinded, deafened, immobilized, or unconscious. Whew. This is so cool. This is so cool. I love these bad boys. These bad boys. Time to put some constructs in some games, gang. So you can use the Decidrons. This is cool. All right. Thank you so much, Mike, for making this and writing up this blog, because I don't know. I just like it. It's cool. And the blog is great. Everyone should go to the blog. Everyone should read it, because there's new cool stuff every single day. Now, last up, we're going to be talking Demon King of the Styx. This is the PDF that came out to, have fun going back to work. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope to see you next week. What was I saying? Oh, yes. We are going to be reading through just the intro portions of Demon King of the Styx. But I have to go use the bathroom. So we will be right back. And then we'll get into it, gang. So see ya in like a couple of minutes. Use this to go to the bathroom yourself. Get some water. Whatever you need to do. We will be back. it's time for us to look through Demon King of the Styx. First and foremost, I love a big bug. I love a big bug. And this guy right here, this guy on this cover, that guy over there, that's a big bug, and I love him. Is that the Demon King of the Styx? No idea. I guess we're going to have to read. So this is a 6th level adventure. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go ahead and take a look at the page. So here is the link to it. If you want to go ahead and go on and grab Demon King of the Styx, over on the Kobold Press store, you can right now, and on DriveThruRPG. So this is a 6th level adventure for Tales of the Valiant and D&D 5e, written by Philip Larwood. It's 25 pages, and hey, guess what? It's got an adventure where you fight the Demon King of the Styx. A dreadful pact with the Demon King. Dark deeds bear fiendish fruit near the village of Stillwater. A disgraced resident seeks to wreak a terrible revenge on every inhabitant, and an unlikely meeting with the demonic patron has put this sleepy little fishing town in the path of destruction. As the Brightwater River, Stillwater's lifeline, begins to dry up, your party will embark on a treacherous journey upriver in search of an explanation, and the long-overdue party of villagers sent to investigate. Demon King of the Styx is an exciting new 25-page adventure for Tales of the Valiant characters level 6 through 7. Featuring the dreadful debut of several new foes from the upcoming Monster Vault 2, which are included in the appendix of this adventure. Test your strength against the new Styx Demon and Fen Lurcher, while your party discovers the source of the drought and fights to prevent a murky underwater doom from claiming the village. Isn't that spicy? Isn't that spicy? Now, let's actually take a look at the Demon King of the Styx. Of course, at the very top here, they're the typical credits. Hey, who worked on this book? Who's the editor? Who's the kobolds helping making it happen? Classic stuff. But this is where we start getting juicy, because this is also the same artist as the cover and is absolutely beautiful. At the start, here is the telling you that this is a self-contained adventure. You don't need to have done anything else. There are stuff from Player's Guide, Monster Vault, and Monster Vault 2, and it has some stuff, and then tells you how many people it's for, and then how to read the adventure. And that's all the boring stuff, but necessary. Here's where things get good. The adventure background. Ahem, ahem. 250 years ago, the infamous wizard Naladin constructed a tower along the banks of the Brightshade River, a river with connections to the fabled river Styx. See, river connections. Ooh. Naladin was a noted demon summoner and used his power to summon a Styx demon named Valgarnix in hopes of questioning it about a planar artifact. Naladin explained to the demon that he would remain bound for all eternity if he told the mage any lies, and the demon reluctantly agreed to help Naladin with information in exchange for his freedom once the wizard had verified it. Shortly after getting the information, Naladin ventured into the labyrinth along the river Styx, only to be ambushed and captured by wily minions of the archdevil Abizeth, who were seeking the same artifact. Meanwhile, back on the material plane, Valgarnix languished in the hidden chamber at the bottom of the tower, all hopes of escaping his prison gone. 4 months ago, a dwarven charlatan named Ordal Stonemist arrived in the Brightshade region and took up residence in the quiet fishing community of Stillwater. Ordal claimed to be a healer, drawing in customers with regular healing potions before replacing them with shoddy homemade concoctions. Things were working out nicely for Ordal before a sick woman came to him for help, and one of his brews reacted with her ailment and caused her death. Furious, the rest of the villagers drove Ordal out of Stillwater, telling the dwarf that if he ever came back, they'd hang him. Embittered, Ordal traveled northward until he encountered the ruins of Naladin's tower and accidentally released Valgarnix from his prison. At first, the demon intended to devour the dwarf, but Ordal begged for him would offer the demon a lot more souls to feast upon. Ordal, you suck. Intrigued by the dwarf's callous disregard for the lives of his fellow mortals, Valgarnix agreed, and together they hatched a plan to destroy the village and its inhabitants. Ordal, you suck, dude. You suck. So, the plan. The first and most crucial stage of the pair's plan involved building a dam on the Brightshade River. When finished, this dam would slowly cause water to build up behind it, and would both deprive Stillwater of fresh water, and when released, flood the village, destroying it and killing many of the inhabitants. The second part of the plan involved recruiting monsters from the area to help with the dam's construction, and to ward off nosy interlopers. When the time arrives, these monsters would also help Valgarnix eradicate the survivors left over from the flood, while Ordal robs the residents of their riches. These guys suck. The PCs arrive in Stillwater, perhaps while journeying to another location, to find the village in disarray. A week ago, the local river began drying up, the volume of water receding to a quarter of what it normally is. Worried, the villagers sent 4 of their men north to find out what happened to the river. Unfortunately, none of them have returned, and now the villagers fear that they've been killed and that terrible things are afoot. Traveling upstream from Stillwater, the PCs discover... sorry, I had to scroll down. The PCs discover the river has been dammed by mire fiends and other river monsters working for Valgarnix and Ordal. The PCs must confront these monsters and find a way to dismantle the dam without destroying Stillwater. Of course, during the group's final confrontation with Ordal, the dwarf does his best to destroy the dam before they can safely deal with it. Ooh, it's fun, it's straightforward. Hey, go up there, there's some monsters, they're trying to stop you from stopping the dam. Also, find a way to stop the dam before it gets blown up and kills all the people anyway. Beautiful. Hey, look at that guy. Whoa, what a dude. What a guy, what a dude. Okay. Factions and key players. Several factions and key players are present in this adventure, each working towards their own agendas. Kairos, a river merfolk who has been cut off from the rest of his tribe by the dam and wants to return home. Mire Fiends. The Mire Fiends are Valgarnix's servants. They want nothing better than to flood the village of Stillwater and feast on its drowning inhabitants. Throughout the adventure, the Mire Fiends refer to Valgarnix as the Demon King of the Styx, an appellation the Styx demon has given himself to sway the Mire Fiends to his side. Look at this guy. This is Valgarnix, I bet. What a dude. Ordal Stonemist. The dwarf alchemist and charlatan wants vengeance against the people of Stillwater. He tries to blow up the dam if the PCs look like they're winning. The village of Stillwater. The village wants to find out why the Brightshade River is drying up, and what became of the men they sent upriver to investigate. The village is in danger of being destroyed by the dam. And Valgarnix, a Styx demon that was released from his prison by Ordal. It wants to destroy Stillwater and consume the souls therein. So the call to action. The PCs. What's up? How's it going, Eric? Welcome. We're just looking at Demon King of the Styx, the newest adventure available now on the Kobold Press Store and Drive-Thru RPG. The PCs arrive in Stillwater and are approached by the village elders to investigate the draining of the Brightshade River and the whereabouts of the men they sent off to check on it. They tell the PCs they don't have much to offer, but can scrounge up around 1,000 gold pieces by taking donations and using up their savings. Unscrupulous PCs may attempt to get more out of the villagers, but quickly discover this is just about all they have, aside from some personal possessions and trinkets. The village elders know the following facts if questioned. The Brightshade River began to run dry a little over a week ago, but it's already having a terrible effect on the village and local wildlife. Parts of the river also seem more stagnant than usual. 3 days ago, the village sent a group of 4 stalwart young men to investigate the disturbance. They traveled upriver but haven't returned, and the villagers are gearing up for the worst. The Brightshade River has a mysterious past, and strange spirits inhabit its depths. Many of these spirits are now angry. No, don't be angry, spirits. It's not our fault. The Brightshade River is no ordinary river and serves as one of the minor tributaries of the River Styx. Normally, the River Styx is only accessible from the Brightshade River during the nights of the new moon. However, Valgernix's presence has begun to solidify the connection between the two rivers, and the River Styx's influence is becoming apparent alongside the Brightshade River's length. As the PCs are traveling from Stillwater to the dam, they see signs of the River Styx's influence in the following ways. The river occasionally turns black or putrid yellow in color. PCs drinking the colored water must succeed on a DC 11 Constitution save, or take 1d4 poison damage and gain the poison condition until the end of their next turn. This occurs multiple times throughout the PC's journey. A strange mirage of 2 rivers, the River Styx, superimposed on the Brightshade River, afflicts the senses of the PCs for 1 minute. A PC can make a DC 15 intelligence check to identify the other river as the River Styx. This happens at least once during the PC's journey, and monsters from the River Styx begin to infest the Brightshade River. This is so cool. I like this a lot. Traveling upriver. The dam is roughly 6 miles due north of Stillwater. Due to the Brightshade River's poor condition, it's barely a foot deep in some areas. Traveling by boat is impossible, forcing PCs to travel by foot or by other means. The Brightshade River runs through the areas of farmland and forest, and during the journey, PCs get ample opportunity to see the impact that both the dam and the River Styx are having on the Brightshade River. Whew. And then here are some river encounters, including a fen lurcher, which is this guy right here. I love this guy. It's so horrifying. So yeah, you can get a fen lurcher stumbling out of the boggy water. You can get some bog ogres, which I think I saw an image of these guys somewhere in here. Where's the bog ogre? There he is. The bog ogre. Ugh. The Monster Vault 2 monsters are so cool. They're so cool. Okay, so yeah, those are the river encounters. And then this is meeting Kairos, the Demon King's Dam. Is there? Oh, this is just all of the... Okay, cool. Those are... Whatever this guy is. Is that a Mire Fiend, maybe? Maybe that's what that is. This is a pretty straightforward adventure. You know, you get to town, everyone goes, hey, things suck. The river's drying up. Please help us. And you go, okay, yeah, we're going to go up. We're going to go do that. And then lurking among some reeds by the river's edge, a mile downriver from the dam, is Kairos. This guy right here. The river merfolk. Who has been stranded in this part of the river for 4 days by the dam's construction. When Kairos sees the PCs, he timidly reveals himself, begging them not to kill him. Please don't kill me. If the PCs prove friendly and willing to help, he breaks down weeping, happy that someone has finally come along. And then you get this information out here talking to him. So his personality traits: he's gregarious and thoughtful, happy to work with humans and others to solve problems. He's deeply afflicted with his tribe and family who live upriver. He's deeply affiliated with his tribe and family who live upriver from the dam. He hopes they're safe. Flaws: he becomes a nervous wreck when the slightest difficulty or danger presents itself. Talking to Kairos. Freely relates the following information. He was out hunting when the water began to recede. He swam back upriver to find a group of mire fiends building a dam under the direction of another creature only known as the Demon King. Kairos knows a few words in Abyssal, though not enough to speak it properly. Since then, he has been stuck on this side of the dam. He fears they're constructing the dam for some nefarious purpose. Kairos knows the Brightshade River is mystically connected to the River Styx and concedes this to the PCs if they ask about the phenomenon they've been experiencing along the river. Kairos will not reveal the location of his tribe unless the PCs successfully destroy the dam and cleanse the area of evil. He will also not accompany the PCs unless they succeed on a DC Charisma, Intimidate, or Persuasion check. However, if the PCs threaten him with violence, he attempts to escape at the first possible opportunity. Yeah. Kendo, I know part of this adventure is to introduce Monster Vault 2 monsters. Does it tie to the labyrinth as well as the Styx? I believe yes, because the river Styx flows through the labyrinth. So I believe if you were to take this to take this river into the river Styx, you would then be in the labyrinth. Is the idea here? Because the wizard who first summoned Valgranax is got captured in the labyrinth as well. Which makes me think there's probably something about that to kind of expand it a little bit more. Yeah, I'm blowing it. Yeah, I'm not going to... Spoilers, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. This is a cool adventure. I like it. It's straight to the point, easy to understand, and is like just like a fun, like, hey, save this town, or it'll get flooded. Like, it's not complicated. It's not a complicated situation. There's this guy. He sucks. He's working with the demon. The demon sucks. They're trying to flood the town. Please get rid of them. Simplicity sometimes is all that's necessary. Amazing. Well, I already posted the link, but I will post it again, just in case you didn't get it last time. But please, go check out Demon King of the Styx over on the Kobold Press store. Yeah. Very nice. Well, with that, I mean, hey, that's everything we had to do. This was kind of a shorter one, but it's, hey, sometimes that is what it is. In upcoming weeks, we're going to have like quite a few Kobold Creates interviews talking about the new projects, the new Tales of the Valiant projects coming out from the Kobold Creates program and the people that are making them. So we'll have that for a couple of weeks, and then it's Northlands time, and we'll have a lot to talk about. So. Hey, until then, hey, get on over here. All right, everybody. Thank you. Let's find some reasons for lawful good characters to defeat them. Yeah, let's find some reasons for it. Why not? We can complicate things, right? Thank you all so much for being here. It has been wonderful talking to you about one of my favorite things in the world and checking out Demon King of the Styx with all of you. Can't wait to talk to you next week, doing the same old Kobold thing on this same old Kobold channel. But until then, don't forget to go out and be bold, be brave, be valiant. See you next time, y'all.